News No with David Dimitri. News No, David Dimitri. I'm here to bring a special spin onto your views on issues which have been initiated onto your mind. One thing I learned in communication studies, media studies, is the first thing they taught us is that the news wants to give you what to think about and how to think it. So with that in mind, you should think about control and mind control. Messages are being sent and you are the one spreading. I repeat, you are the one spreading the messages that you hear, because you take the message as truth and you think it should be your opinion. This is the highest level of what you call yourself. You would debate and argue with someone on a view, on an issue or a supposed event that happened, and you don't even know for a fact the truth about it. Then you have what's called ideology, and another thing called religion, which isolates you from a specific focal point, a specific view from a specific lens on issues, events, on persons, on ideas. This is what ideologies, religions, and ethnocentricity does to you. And with that in mind, you have to know there's a hidden hand, a shadow government. In knowing a thing called the media, you have to have in mind that that media has power to decide what you would think about, how you would think it. But you have the ability to decide, to choose and then decide. Choosing is like the thought patterns in thought. The decision is the habit, the action. So you have the ability to decide on how you will feel about terrorism, on how you will feel if you were in the 50s, 60s, or mid-70s up to the mid-70s or early 80s about communism. Then came terrorism and the war on drugs. How you felt about crack cocaine. Was it only a black American thing? Perhaps your parents and your grandparents thought crack cocaine was just a black American thing, and that other humans were immune to it, and that HIV was just for gays or black people, Africans, and that other humans were immune to it. But we now know, 2015, December, I'm saying this, so which means in 2016, I will not have to relay this because I did this for you. And then there are those of us that are conscious, but we call ourselves, we take on identities, which means we had an identity crisis. There's immutable traits which the courts attest to, which means black. They don't say you're more black Hebrew, you're the Messiah seed. They don't say that you're Kemetic or none of that. Not putting any of those down. They don't say you're Christian or Muslim or none of that. They say you're black because that's an immutable trait. You can bleach your skin, but still when they look in your records, they'll say you're African American. Because my birth certificate in the United States of America says Negro. This goes back to a skin tint, a hair, a historical pattern, a historical experience in the United States, which means I'm from those that were slaves. I'm supposed to be a permanent underclass. They didn't accidentally put Negro there. They could have just put American. But is there a such thing as American? If so, why they don't say that? There's no such thing. It's an identity. And then we have to deal with identity. What is your identity? So when there's a thing called ISIS they put out there and you view it how you view it. There's a thing called police shooting a person. You say, well, I'm a child of a cop. It's the cop that's right. Or I'm the child of the black. It's the black that's right. But no one cares about who died. They're only giving money to the killer. You can't take that back when you die and all of a sudden you repent, even though your grandparents repented when they were on their deathbed and wish they weren't racist and didn't dog out Asians and blacks, and specifically blacks and American natives, and specifically American natives and blacks. And I said again, specifically American natives and blacks. You still acting a fool. It's the choices we make because of the way we view the world. When we come into a situation, it reminds us of who we really are. It reminds other people of who that person is, because the cop only wants to pick on the blacks. The cops only want to pick on the blacks, and the poor, if they shoot a white, is because he was poor. Why ain't doing it to Asians? Isn't this odd how they're immune to everything politically? I have Asian friends, Vietnamese, Cambodian. Right here in the United States of America. I'm in California. I'm telling you, I'm in San Bernardino, California, where the terrorist act happened and shooting, and I'm telling you, I was there. You probably seen me. You probably seen me on the news, or you saw me speaking to the news on my social media when I posted the videos of me speaking to the news people. They're asking me what happened because I was there. But why haven't you seen a big interview of me? Why wasn't I on Larry King? Larry King, why didn't you ask me to come on? Because you haven't heard of me. Why? Because when the interviewers started interviewing me, the agents said, don't interview him. We don't want their view. We don't want one of them that actually seen the truth and that's going to tell the truth to speak. But that's what public diplomacy is about, and that's what this talk is about. The control of your mind. If you're waiting for some Nazi and some Nazi mind control to be implemented on your mind, you are a fool because you don't realize it's already happening. If you think because you have social media you're so free, or if you think because you say I'm free and you have happy days and you're not broke, that's freedom. If you say, okay, I'm not free, but I'm spiritual and I'm fighting because I'm an agent of change, and I'm free because I'm fighting and I'm going out to protest, are you really free? How about you that because you're a corporate leader and never will see this, but somebody might see this, like a child, like a teenager, like a young college student? Are you free? Are your parents? What is freedom really? That's not what this talk about. This talk is about public diplomacy. What is public diplomacy? Well, it's the media in court. What is the media? The media is you make your decision because no matter what I tell you, you've already been told and you're going to disagree and argue. That's the media. What is education? Education is no matter what I tell you, you're going to disagree because you've already been told and you are not to learn nothing new. That's public diplomacy, to play on your stubbornness and your idiocy, not your intelligence, but to play on how stupid you've deceived yourself to be, how pathetic you've been raised to be, that because you're middle class, you should look down on the poor. Never listen to anybody that skin is darker than yours or equally dark as yours, because you should not respect your own. Because you are a Christian black, you should not respect Islam as a human experience. And because you're a Muslim, you're a victim too. Because the government and people mistreat you. Is it fault of Africans that Arabs enslaved Africans and degraded Africans and went and destroyed everything African they could, everything black they could, and then sold again? Institutionalized slavery and then sold slavery to Europeans? Is it the blacks' fault or the Arabs? Hey, Arabs, could it be your karma? Hey, hold on, Japan. Weren't you disintegrating and destroying and enslaving everybody? Is it karma? See, we're dealing with public diplomacy. The public diplomacy over the ages. Ages of public diplomacy. We cried for a rapper that died, that had people killed. Should we be crying for a rapper that died that had people killed? We cry for a dope dealer that get locked up or got people killed. Should we be crying and feeling sorry for a killer that get people killed? President Reagan has no conscience for humans. You call him a racist, he's beyond that. He's a capitalist. He cares not for humans. But ain't that just my view? That's public diplomacy. Public diplomacy is about using the media, the education system, for the sake of a government who has cohorted with the capitalist corporations to become one entity, whereas the corporations have a hidden hand to control everything that happens. So no matter where that government sets up shop, imperializes, and has its corporation globalized, it is in control because of public diplomacy. It will sell stories to its people back in its homeland while it switching changes and lies to the people in its land with its news and control of the news, with its education and control of the education, control of the information. Like the song, we keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting. You thought that was a song, but it was pathetic because that's right. We're supposed to be fighting for justice. Equal rights and justice. Yeah. Equal rights and justice. We have to fight for our rights. We have to fight for our rights, our fights for our rights. Alright. So while you waiting on the world to change, you hypocrite, you supposed to be fighting for your rights. But that will only come from a hypocrite, rich, white boy. Whereas the black legends and prophets tell us to fight. So while you hypocrites thought you got a pass because of a song John Mayer made, you didn't know that Peter Tosh and Bob Marley told the truth and we ain't forgot because we black and you ain't, and that's the public diplomacy is about. We all the same. Have a dream. I have a dream that one day, nigga, they killed you. Where'd your dream go? And should we be worried about what you think of us in your grave? Or, yes, we should. Because right never changes and wrong never changes. So ultimately, there's only one truth. And every situation will be yours to make a decision. And you have to decide. So you keep on playing your game if you want. This is about public diplomacy. This is about the control of your mind, giving you information and how to think and how to interpret it. But then look at all this. You got different peoples, different ethnicities, ethnocentricity. You have different religions, different views, different economic experiences, different geographical areas you grew up in, different little small different things. Like black people come in different complexions and views and hues. So do other people. Latino. Oh yeah, and Asians come in different complexions. We dealing with a reality that we see different. So the one thing that we need to know, the one thing we need to know is that we supposed to have differences. So what is this ethnocentricity? What is this government ethnocentricity? This government and ruling class, this richer class controlling the so-called middle class, controlling the poor class minds. Why can't you think for yourself? Decipher, where do you think for yourself? Because it's public diplomacy. Because, like I spoke, the unity of that corporation with their government, and those corporations with their government, and those wealth with the government, and controlling the government, and putting political pundits in place to play the game like politics really matter. Like there's a difference from the political class and the civil class. The political society and the civil society, there is a difference. One is controlled by the corporations, the rich, the wealthy, the bankers, the investors, the secret shadow society, the new world order. The others are suffering because of it. That's the difference. And that's only my view though. You beg to differ. You don't like me. Who gonna listen to him anyway? Because he's African American. Only black people gonna listen to him. Because everything that a black person says should only pertain to black people. I didn't know I was that dang black. Although it is Marcus Garvey, who I'll put my life on the line for, red, black, and green since I was birthed, red, gold, and green, Selassie the first, Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Does that make me different from the white friend that loved me and helped me to get the camera that you are viewing me through? My point is, we in this together. But public diplomacy don't tell you that. It tells us we're supposed to be fighting each other. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity now for you to think for yourself. Don't get so stuck on a view, on a perspective. Don't get so stuck with the people that you worried about what they think of you, that you can't love somebody outside that box, that you can't help somebody out of that box, that you can't take a stand with somebody out of that box, that you can't be a blessing to somebody out of that box, that you can't live life for something better outside of that box. Know who you are, figure it out. Whomever you are. Public diplomacy is here to control your mind and deceive you. Whether you in Zimbabwe, I've been there. Botswana, I've been there. Lesotho, I've been there. Whether you in South Africa, I've been there. Whether you in KwaZulu-Natal, I done been there. Malawi, I done been there. Jamaica, I done been there. Belize, I done been there. Mexico, I done been there. Whether you want, whoever you are, wherever you are, you need to think for yourself. Do something with yourself better than being a slave to public diplomacy. Look up public diplomacy. Start thinking for yourself. Don't be a slave to a political view that was put on you without you getting a chance to choose for yourself. Don't be a slave to a view on life, a religious view, a view on God, a view on spiritual reality without you getting a chance for yourself. This is all benevolence. News No with David Dimitri. YouTube.com, Soul Ties Karmic Recall, and SoulTiesKarmicRecall.com.